But to be honest, my original thought was like, oh heck yeah, like we're about to go win a championship. Like that's exactly where my mind went. And like I said, it's all about the people, it's about the culture. I learned a lot out there. My roots are here in the Midwest, and just to be closer to home. My sister is married and has a kid, has another one on the way, and family is everything to me. I have a really great support system, and but again, it's my Midwest roots. I'm excited to be around Midwesterners again. It's my type of people, and so I'm happy to be here.
Aja Wilson just went off on social media, and it's all because Sophie Cunningham's jersey is completely sold out while hers sits on shelves. This isn't just about merch, it's about the entire WNBA power structure shifting right before our eyes. Indiana Fever fans aren't just showing up for Caitlin Clark anymore. They're buying out every player's jersey, creating a market frenzy that has even the league MVP noticing. And you know what's crazy? This might be changing where top players want to sign in the future. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. You won't believe what just happened in Indiana.
I'm stoked. I'm so excited. I think it's refreshing. I've been in Phoenix for the past 6 years, was drafted out there. I've had a really great time. I've been very blessed with being around a lot of GOATs in the game. Yeah, you guys will learn that if I'm not in the gym, I'm normally by the pool. And so I was actually poolside when I found out. And there's a lot of emotions just because I have been out there for so long, and so I'm just stoked. And like I said, the offense is more my style, but I'm also surrounded by a great culture and great people, and that's what I'm also very excited about, to be here in Indiana.
Sophie Cunningham, who hasn't even played a single minute in a Fever uniform, just broke the entire WNBA merchandise game. Picture this. Sophie walks into Indiana, holds her first press conference with that big smile, posts a quick Instagram with her fresh number 8 jersey, and boom, absolute merch explosion. The timeline is insane. She literally just finished her first gym session with Keith Porter, and fans were already storming the team store like there's free money inside. If you tried jumping online to grab her jersey that day, complete digital wasteland. Medium, gone. Large, vanished. Extra large, forget about it. 2XL, not a chance. This wasn't just a slow sell. This was a jersey wipeout of epic proportions. What exactly made Aja Wilson so upset? While Sophie's jerseys disappeared within hours, Aja Wilson, the literal MVP of the league, had her jerseys sitting fully stocked on shelves in Vegas. The contrast couldn't be more stark. A role player who just showed up in Indiana created a merchandise frenzy that typically only happens for the biggest stars in the league.
What excites you about playing with her this year?
I mean, she has changed our game in the best possible way in every way. And so just to be alongside of her and maybe relieve the pressure, being able to shoot and spread the court for her to go do her thing. Now I hope to kind of do the same for Caitlin if she wants it. I just think the relationship piece is huge, and when you're trying to do something great, it takes everybody. And so I want her to go do her thing. I think that she's drawn a lot of people, not only to Indiana, but to the women's game as a whole. And so just to be a part of something great, just really happy to be here.
That's the kind of thing that makes an MVP raise her eyebrows. Social media exploded with frustrated Fever fans unable to get their hands on Cunningham's jersey. Comments flooded in with desperate pleas. Where can I get Sophie's jersey? And I've been to 3 stores and can't find number 8 anywhere. The digital disappointment was real, and fans weren't happy about missing out. How did Sophie Cunningham's jersey sell out faster than an MVP's? This wasn't some marketing stunt or manufactured hype. This was genuine fan excitement happening in real time. The merchandising staff was completely blindsided, unprepared for the tsunami of demand that hit them the moment Sophie stepped into the building. The physical team store was getting bombarded with calls and visits from desperate fans. The only size you might have found was an extra small with that dreaded low stock warning flashing beside it. Store employees were overwhelmed, watching inventory vanish before their eyes as fans cleared the shelves faster than they could restock them. Remember when playing for Indiana was considered basketball purgatory? Just last season, players dreaded being traded to the Fever, but now look at what's happening. The empty shelves in the team store are exposing the biggest lie in women's basketball right now, that the packed arenas in Indiana are just the Caitlin Clark effect. For months, we've been hearing the same tired narrative from opposing coaches and media talking heads. These aren't real basketball fans, it's just temporary hype. They only care about Caitlyn. Even some WNBA players have questioned whether Indiana supporters actually understand the game they're watching. But here's the thing. Indiana fans aren't sitting around arguing on Twitter about who's a real fan.
I wasn't necessarily paying attention so much to what Indiana was doing. I mean, you hear about it, but now that I've been here and I have been paying a lot more attention to it, and it's crazy, right? Like it's a whirlwind, and team right now, like it's turning heads. And Dewana Bonner, getting her was absolutely huge. She was one of my bets when I was a rookie coming in, and she's no one to mess with. I love Natasha Howard. You have Aaliyah Boston. You have Kelsey Mitchell. We just have a squad. It takes a little bit to get adjusted to it, but after that, I mean, come on, it's part of something great that doesn't come around very often, and so if you're not paying attention, I don't know what you're doing.
They're too busy setting attendance records game after game, while other teams struggle with empty arenas. The Sophie Cunningham situation isn't some isolated incident, it's exactly what's been happening all season long. These aren't just casual Clark supporters showing up for selfies, they're purchasing everything with a Fever logo they can get their hands on. Basketballs, t-shirts, hats, and jerseys of players who literally just joined the team. The numbers don't lie. While other WNBA franchises struggle to move merchandise, Indiana's biggest problem is keeping anything in stock. What's happening in Indiana is completely transforming the team's standing in the league. Team stores that used to have plenty of inventory are now regularly posting sold-out notices. This isn't just good for team morale, it's reshaping the business side of women's basketball. Studies show teams with high merchandise sales can see a 10 to 15% boost in overall value. That doesn't just mean more money for owners. It translates directly to bigger contracts and better facilities for the players themselves. What we're witnessing is a fan revolution that's changing the economic foundation of the entire WNBA. Think about what this signals to every free agent across the league. When a player walks into Indiana after a trade and fans embrace them so completely, they clear out every merchandise rack with their name on it before they even step on the court. That changes the game. The situation is reshaping perceptions of women's basketball support. Players and coaches are noting that these fans aren't just showing up, they're actively investing in the team. Free agents from other teams are taking notice, with many seeing Indiana transforming into one of the most desirable destinations in the league.
What have been some of maybe your initial conversations with the coaching staff as they maybe discuss what this season could be like both for the team and for you?
Yeah, I've always been a huge fan of Stephanie White, and our depth is amazing, and I'm just excited. But to be honest, I think when you have a group that can let go of the egos and you're really just here to win and work hard, I think that's the best type of group, and you're all willing to do the dirty work. And I'm not kidding. We in college we played. I played. She coached against me and whatnot, and so we've known each other for quite a long time. And since I've been in the league, I was like, hey, when are you gonna coach me? You know.
What we're seeing in Indiana isn't just changing the Fever, it's completely transforming the WNBA free agency landscape. Players across the league are taking notice of what real fan investment looks like. And I'm not talking about casual support, I'm talking about fans who put their money where their mouth is. Think about what Renee Montgomery from the Atlanta Dream said. Indiana fans don't just cheer, they invest, and that changes everything about how players view a franchise. This isn't just about sold-out jerseys anymore. This is about superstars looking at Indiana and saying, I want that kind of fan support. The power shift is happening right before our eyes. While Aja might be frustrated today, tomorrow she might be eyeing Indiana as her next destination. That's what happens when a fan base redefines what support means in women's basketball. Indiana isn't just leading the league in attendance. They're creating the blueprint that every other WNBA franchise will be forced to follow.